What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Roma English channel. So today we're gonna try something new and have a match review instead of a whole podcast episode. And next week we'll be back with a podcast and have more of a kind of talking about the season this far and what we think and what we need to improve, etc. So we're mainly just gonna talk today about the Genoa game, obviously. I think we should start with the hat trick, which was first time since 2016 in the league. Brilliant hat trick. I don't know what much.
That's very surprising, considering we have quite a lot of Europa hat tricks, right? From mostly Dzeko.
Yeah, I think he has like one Europa League and one Champions League.
No,
was the last hat trick? Who got the last hat trick?
It was Salah versus Bologna, I think. I saw it on Instagram earlier today.
Salah. The last one before that, I think, was Osvaldo versus Siena. And that was actually the first game I ever went to.
That's mad that it's that long.
That's why I'll always, as much as Osvaldo is a bastard who celebrated against us when he scored for Juve, etc., I'll always have a bit of a soft spot after that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I mean, Mkhitaryan, let's actually give him a reward. What's happening with the situation in Armenia is disgusting. And if you would like more information, visit Mkhitaryan's Instagram page and support him, because I don't know, he seems to be kind of fighting a battle alone, and it doesn't seem that much of the sporting world is paying attention to it.
With big credit to him.
And he's been reaching out to higher powers as well. He's reaching out to several presidents and head of states.
Yeah, seriously, he's a king.
Fantastic. And it's a funny performance, because he didn't dominate the field. You know, it wasn't that. I'm saying everything he did was fantastic, but it wasn't that, oh my goodness, you can't let Mkhitaryan get the ball. Everything he does is so subtle.
Yeah.
He's always in the right place at the right time, or at least he was on Sunday. Always in the right place at the right time, and his finishing was impeccable.
But honestly, I think he's always been that kind of player that's always in the right place at the right time. Because even when he was last season, the first half, he didn't look that good.
No,
he still got the goals, got the assists.
And if it wasn't for a brilliant Perin save, he could have had 4.
He would have had 4.
Yeah. And that first one was a banging shot with his left from quite a distance as well.
And they interviewed him after the game, and he said, I spoke to Dzeko, and Dzeko said I had to score. And I know that's like, it's a silly thing, but it's still nice to see. The first thing Mkhitaryan is thinking of is what his captain told him, you know, when he gets the interview. Like, that shows excellent team spirit. I really like that.
And it's also positive from Dzeko, since Mkhitaryan's clearly had a rough time scoring before the Cluj game.
In the last few days, in the last few games.
I think this is the best player for us to get a hat trick.
Yeah,
he really needed, because first he got the Europa League goal, and after that I was like, okay, maybe this will take off. But now I'm sure he'll just, because he also, Sebbe knows this, that the Swedish commentator always keeps going on about how he's a player that needs confidence and stuff and needs regular playing time. And I mean, at first I was like, this idiot, but now I'm like,
well, he said it himself that this is that last season he never really got. For the beginning of it, he never really got his fitness right. Now he's playing consistently. Everything's starting to come together more. And it's true, a lot of players can be affected if they're playing on and off in terms of their muscles, etc.
But even
that also played a huge part in Mkhitaryan becoming out of favor in both Manchester United and Arsenal, since there's such harsh environments it took a toll on his confidence, which it became a bad spiral.
Yeah, I feel like he isn't very like the strongest player mentally. He needs, like, as in when things go bad, he has a hard time turning it around. But now I feel like maybe this hat trick will.
He didn't have the backing of his. This man did turn in a player of the match, a player of the tournament performance for United in the Europa League a few seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's common if a player, you know, and Arsenal love to do it. A player gets injured and all of a sudden they don't get a chance again.
Yeah.
And when you feel that the people around you aren't confident in your game, it can be very difficult to perform.
Exactly.
Because it's almost like it's how Roma were under Di Francesco, and you can see it in Cristante. And I know you didn't have a great game on Sunday, but you can see before, no one really knew why they were on the field. Like, why are we here? Why are we going to training? There was no clear. Fonseca has given everyone on the team a clear identity and purpose. That all of them know what they're fighting for, and all of them believe in what they're doing. And I think that's something that's benefited Mkhitaryan as well. When you have a belief around you and confidence around you, it can change any player. And in fact, the one guy who is didn't play on Sunday, but the one guy who's yet to show that confidence and belief in front of goal is Dzeko. And if that can come, then we're talking. If he can get those finishing boots of 2017, I don't see why we can't get Champions League easily. And there's no reason he can't, because he's been a finisher that lies on physicality, like speed or mobility. You always have
exactly.
strength.
And another thing that's helped Mkhitaryan probably a lot as well is the support from the teammates. We saw after the game, a lot of players posted.
It's amazing.
You don't really see that a lot, honestly.
Even youth, like players like Calafiori, who would have known Mkhitaryan for a year.
Yeah. Not even
less. And he's a youth team player, and he's posting. Youth team players are that, but that also shows how far Mkhitaryan is influencing.
Yeah.
He's clearly acting as a leader for the young players.
I think Mkhitaryan is someone that's if Zalewski learns the good like the way of being of the salty that you talk about Mkhitaryan, I think Zalewski could step up his game even more.
Yeah,
he has a lot to learn from Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that Zalewski. I think you watched Primavera a bit less than me, but I've watched quite a lot, at least this season, because I've been so excited about them. But I feel like Zalewski is sometimes lacking that that smart movement that Mkhitaryan has. Yeah. He has the technique and he has the decision making and everything, but he just needs to. And that's brilliant.
That's
that he
also
can learn from
10 years of being an attacking mid for all the best teams in Europe as well. I mean, it's also a bit much. The one thing I don't like about, well, not that I don't like. The one thing that worries me about Zalewski is if Demiral hits that guy hard, it could end his career. Mm-hmm. He's one of the smallest players I've seen. Like, not short, but physically he's so small.
Yes, but
and I wonder if that plays into why he hasn't got a shot yet with the first team.
But this is something that he can work on. I mean, a good example is Goretzka. He looked tiny just a year ago. Now he's the
even if you look at Zaniolo now versus compared to when he first arrived. But I'm saying that's something he's gonna have to do.
But
no, exactly.
Another positive from the game, another corner goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And from Mkhitaryan, that's a big thing.
Yeah, and have you noticed that instead of Pellegrini taking every corner, Veretout takes the one from the
on the right,
from the side that Pellegrini likes to kick them straight out. Yeah,
exactly. and it's yielded positive results. I mean, Veretout took the corner that Ibanez scored on against Cluj, even though he was from the other side, but that was because Pellegrini wasn't in the game. And Pellegrini has gotten 2 assists against not 2 assists, but 2 good corners against Milan. And then with this one where he somehow found one of the smaller people in the middle of the box.
I mean, to have a corner that drops like that in the 6-yard box, I mean, it's just a fantastic
and
delivery.
It's brilliant also, like the kind of movement we had to get Mkhitaryan free.
That wasn't just necessarily bad defending. It was a good movement all around.
Exactly.
And you know what? And you know where it almost makes us look a bit silly is where we were saying to Fonseca last season, stop trying to be clever with your corners. Just do it the way everyone else does it. And perhaps now we're reaping the rewards of the way he does them, because I think we're the best corner taker. You can't concede a corner against us or you're screwed.
For real.
And when you've got that type of threat, all of a sudden, when Spinazzola's got the ball, you can't let him go down the line. Because if he gets a corner, they're going to score. So then he can cut in and play it on his right foot, So and that type of psychological advantage is also fantastic.
Yeah.
In the last 3 games, we scored 3 corner goals, I think. Yeah. And like 2.
Milan was.
And 2 against Milan.
Yeah, exactly. And like 4 of them were bad defending, but like we kind of make that bad defending happen with
with our bad defending didn't all of a sudden just come now. It was always there. We're just exploiting
it. And it's not only it's the threat as well, because remember Dzeko versus Fiorentina, where he leaped out of the stadium to get to that.
We didn't score versus Fiorentina, true.
Yeah, but it's clear that the threat is much, even though we did score quite a lot last season. It felt like it was either a goal or hit the first man, while now it's becoming more of a constant threat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's very exciting.
Pellegrini is obsessed with near post flick-ons.
Yeah, he really is.
It's,
I mean, if we don't have
weird.
Zlatan to give us the assists, it won't work as much.
True.
Otherwise, from the game, I think we should go through a bit more of an analysis of it. So obviously, in the first half, there was there wasn't really much. There was that Mayoral chance where
that was disappointing for me.
Clearly, the one thing I must say, the guy clearly he's not two-footed like the rest of our attackers.
Exactly.
And that's something that you can see. He's had 2 shots on his left. He had the other one on Thursday that came over his shoulder, and he put it over as well. The guy's clearly not strong on his left foot because to hit the ball so sweetly with your right on Thursday and then to miss it that badly on your
surely
left.
that shot
he
yesterday
tried to
was truly
into
awful.
The bottom right. He should have placed it.
Yeah.
But then you risk doing what Bruno Perez did for his second chance and back passing it to the keeper, which is maybe worse. At least he had some ambition.
But then again, it's Bruno Perez, so like
he should have had 2 goals yesterday.
Yeah, easy. Especially the first one when he tried to.
That first one, Mayoral was a huge part of creating it.
Yeah.
Because he dropped deep again, and he's so good at controlling a difficult pass and laying it off quickly. That's actually something. Dzeko, sometimes if a pass is difficult, he might get the ball stuck under his feet a little bit, and then that opportunity is gone. That's something Mayoral brings that Dzeko struggles with a little bit.
And this is something I love, because Mayoral has shown in both the last 2 games clear weaknesses in the air, but we still play well, which means
he doesn't necessarily show weakness in the air because he has different ways of getting to the ball instead of heading.
He
has a very good way.
What Conte means is it's not the standard typical hope. Dzeko removes 2 centre backs in the air, and if that doesn't happen, we can't play.
To be fair, like Mayoral loses a lot of the like long balls he gets.
One header that he jumped.
Yeah. Like
exactly.
No, but like
he scored right after, but it was hilarious.
But he also had those brilliance with when he chested it down to someone on a very long and
but there's also a difference when the ball's coming at you where you've got the ball and when you have to beat a player to the ball.
Exactly, like the aerial duels isn't there. But that's something I was happy with because Roma fans for a long time have talked about us being Dzeko dependent and we need Dzeko, we can't get rid of him.
Milan
but then we play well.
Like we used to play 2 seasons ago. Milan play now like we used to play. Just hoof it to the big Urk up front.
Yeah, exactly. And like that we can play with a guy like, I mean, Mayoral still isn't small, but he isn't like an aerial beast like Dzeko.
I don't think he's more of a Higuain than a
exactly. Dzeko. And it's great to see that we can still play like this.
Yeah.
It's very confident.
And Fonseca showed some huge cojones when the score was 1-1 and he subbed off Mayoral.
Before we talk about that, sorry, Sebbe, can we just quickly, just because chronologically, let's quickly discuss the goal we conceded. Because that was that was arrogance. Arrogance from Ibanez. That was Manolas-esque arrogance that I hope gets cut out soon, where he's pressing up thinking, he has this tendency of thinking, it doesn't matter if 2 men are there, I'm going to go past both my teammates and win the ball instead of holding his position. That's the one obvious flaw I can see in his game, where it cost us against Milan as well, where he chased Leao and left Salamakers right open in the box. I'm saying, yes, Leao's beaten the man, but you can't just leave another man for a tap-in because of that. You can't think you're invincible.
Also against Sevilla, the second goal.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing where he's got this thing where he's fantastic at winning everything. And it's great that he's committed. But there is some times where you're going to cost yourself badly doing that.
The one time he misses it, it's a goal. Because his play style is very risky, but his abilities are so good that he often gets away with it.
He did that on one more occasion as well this game when they had a penalty shout. It wasn't a penalty at all. He recovered well then, and like it was fine.
Ran next to him,
But it's still if it isn't Pandev there, maybe we concede.
If to be fair, right, Scamacca actually was. I think Scamacca surprised them with that ability to play a one-time through ball like that.
Yeah.
Like you don't see a 20-year-old target man with that type of skill often. And I was actually very impressed with that first time through ball. And I think, but that's that type of arrogance. Like these Oaks don't have any class, man. Even if he takes a ball down, I'll beat that Oak on pace. But next thing the Oak plays it first time, and you don't expect it, and the guy's strong goal. You have to take every opponent and every situation seriously if you want to win a title one day.
But you know what? I rewatched that goal because I saw a discussion on Twitter about it. So I was like, okay, I want to watch this. And actually, there are 3 mistakes in that goal. Well, like not mistakes, but like kind of mistakes.
Smalling?
First it is Pellegrini/Veretout, because they play out from the back. Pellegrini has the guy that Ibanez later goes up to press. He leaves him and goes to press to their defensive midfielder. Veretout has no one. On that, Veretout should go up because Pellegrini leaves his man completely free, which is why Ibanez then steps up, which was the second mistake. And then Smalling that he doesn't, because he does correctly to leave Scamacca.
Honestly, Smalling should have sprinted back to his goal.
Yeah.
He tried to hold some of the line. If you sprint back to the goal, at least if he plays the pass, you're still in front of the man. Otherwise, fair. If Scamacca can run 30 yards and smash a top corner,
exactly.
And then if you're sprinting back to goal, maybe someone can recover and cover you in time.
Either that, or he can move more centrally. So then they can only play the pass on the outside of him. Then sure, he will, like, the play will go to the touchline, but that's fine. He can cross from there. Then you can deal with it then. It allows so there was, but then again, it's very hard for Smalling there because he has to look at Scamacca. He has to keep know where Piazza is. It's not an easy situation.
On one hand, yes. On the other hand, I say you're paying 20 million plus 5 million bonuses for a 31-year-old centre back.
No, exactly. He should do better. But I mean, he isn't at fault for the goal.
But by the way, first,
he's not at fault, but he definitely could have saved us in that situation. He could have done better.
Exactly.
Sure.
Sebbe, what were you saying?
First goal Smalling conceded in this season.
Yeah, exactly. True. And kudos to him. We have
barely conceded a chance. Paul Lopez not coming off his line, but
I don't
know. I think people just want to moan about Paul Lopez every chance they get at this
exactly. Point. It's a 1-on-1. It's not. It's not too easy to do anything. Overall, though.
I think he was fine.
Barely conceded any chances. Created tons of chances. Finishing is still a big problem, but 2 of the chances were by Perez, and we can't expect much more.
Sebbe, you were going to say about our second goal, I think, before I interrupted you.
Yeah.
No, it was about the ballsy sub.
Oh, right. Yeah. Continue about that.
No, it was just. I'm just saying, not a lot of managers would have done that. I mean, he did have a plan for it.
Well, Myra for Cristante.
Exactly.
When I saw that was happening, I put my head in my hands. I was like,
I always wanted to turn off the TV. I've actually never been like, I was like, first of all, we are one all. You talking about we always win. We 1-1 with the 17th place team, and you bring off our only striker.
Yeah,
our only striker for a defensive midfielder. Not to mention, this Oak has played its first game in the league and you're getting subbed for a defensive midfielder. China, they must think you're shit if they're doing that. That's how I'd take it.
Exactly.
But it actually won us the game.
And actually, like, to be fair, at the point I didn't think this, but now in hindsight, Mkhitaryan as striker versus Verona, he missed the chances, but he got into good positions. Yeah, like his finishing was awful, but he got us into good position, and like his positioning and his the way he played with his teammate was good. So like clearly Fonseca knew what he was doing. It wasn't just like I don't know what to do.
And again, we draw a lot of comparisons between Fonseca and Di Francesco. But this in this situation, Fonseca had his back to the wall. He had one striker that didn't perform in a game with a low single defense. My guess is that almost 100%.
I don't think you can say not that he didn't perform, but he didn't get the job done.
Yeah. But I could say with 100% certainty that Di Francesco wouldn't have done anything about it. He would have. A lot of coaches.
IRL would have been playing right wing, my friend, if we had Di Francesco.
Fair point, but Fonseca seeing that it takes guts and and he obviously had a plan for it. It was not just okay, we're gonna try Mkhitaryan the striker.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't just nothing's working. I took it as nothing's working. Let's hope this Oak wins a header.
Same.
But I was like, wow, I have to like. That just shows that we are couch coaches, and this man is the manager.
Exactly, and it wasn't like we kind of changed the play style. We didn't go long as much. We tried to.
The problem was in midfield. Like in the end of the day, we needed to win the midfield battle more so than we needed a striker.
Exactly.
And it's almost a thing. Pedro and Mkhitaryan are actually world class, and they are more than capable of generating chances.
Yeah.
The problem is they can't get the ball to generate these chances. So Fonseca took it. How do I get the ball to Pedro and Mkhitaryan? Yeah. And unfortunately, maybe if we're playing a 4-3-3, in a different world, Mayoral is the benefactor of that, and he finishes 2 chances after we win the midfield battle. But in this situation, he had to be sacrificed, and instead we won the game with Pedro and Mkhitaryan. It comes down to a thing of who do you sacrifice? Ibanez, Mancini, Smalling, Kumbula, or Mayoral?
Yeah,
that's the thing. Do you go to a back 4, or do you rather give the reins in attack to the 2 more experienced and quality players?
Speaking of quality, this season, keep in mind that Dzeko has missed 2 games. Pedro didn't play the first. Yeah, he played the first one, right?
Pedro played every match this season, I think.
All right. However, they have Mkhitaryan has 3 goals, 4 assists. I'm talking league only. Dzeko has 3 goals, and Pedro has 3 goals and 1 assist. That is, even though they should have had more, that's very good production for a striking force that is combined.
Pedro has more assists. I checked today in the league. Right. I think he has 3 actually.
Who?
Yeah.
Pedro. He has 4 goals and 3 assists, I think. Something like that. Or he might have 2 assists and 1 in Europa League, something like that. But all 3 of our forwards are en route to having double-doubles in all competitions this season. Crazy.
And they have a combined age of like 104.
Yeah,
and they're out there doing that.
I tweeted about this, but we have the 3rd most big chances created in the top 5 leagues. The only 2 teams that have more big chances created are Bayern München, which is like we're never gonna create more than them.
It's Bayern,
and PSG, and PSG have 3 more games played, and they have like 7 more chances or something.
And they don't have.
They have Neymar.
Exactly.
Like,
they play in Ligue 1. Like it's.
Yeah. With all
that is ridiculous from us.
It's definitely easier to create chances there than it is in Italy.
Yeah, exactly.
But that is like I'm like, how can you question Fonseca? Because honestly, Roma do not have a right, no right to have the 3rd most chances in Europe with the squad we have. No right.
No.
In fact, we haven't had the right to have that since 2001.
No, really.
So that is incredible.
Seriously. But back to the game, I thought you mentioned the 2nd goal, and I thought about something there, where Karsdorp made another one of his runs when he comes from out wide, goes inside. Firstly, he should have had the ball there, but sure, because he would have been through. He would have missed the control, but theoretically he would have been through. Which I mean that pulls the defender down and stops the offside trap, so Perez can be through. But what I didn't.
But that also generate. You're cutting out. A little bit.
Oh, sorry. There you go, But that kind of stopped the offside trap. So Perez came.
Generated the room for Perez to run. And I wonder if that's an instruction of when you see the fullback, the opposing, because often like something like 2 fullbacks will be trained to react to each other's movement, right?
Yeah.
You can see
I wonder if Karsdorp holds his run, make the opposite run to catch him off half. Because the thing is, right, it looked like Karsdorp made the run, Mancini looked at it, stopped. And as Karsdorp stopped, Perez goes and Mancini knows where he's going.
I'm fairly sure it was actually Cristante who played that ball.
Was it Cristante? Sorry.
Yeah.
I think I read a match review saying it was Mancini.
Oh, maybe.
Sorry,
I thought I saw a number 4.
Either way, whatever it was
a great ball.
Credit to the pass. Great ball. Actually, I think it may have been Cristante. I think you're right.
But you know what I didn't like about Karstorp? There, when he was through, he stopped his run. Yeah. When the ball was played through to Perez, he stopped. Then
he didn't follow Perez inside. Yeah.
Karstorp would have 100% scored if he just ran in a straight line because he was free. The defender wasn't catching him. No way.
And when was the last time we saw a player attack space the way Mkhitaryan attacked that space?
Firstly, credit to Mkhitaryan for attacking the space that way because
if you go watch the video, you can see the man see the chance open up 5 seconds before. It's incredible.
It was brilliant, but also like a bit. Karstorp, you gotta make that run.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if we don't score there, if we don't score that, that's terrible.
If Mkhitaryan doesn't have that instinct, exactly, it's wasted.
If Karstorp finishes those runs, I could see that becoming trademark for him.
For real, I could see him scoring.
He needs legs. He's just such a fucking unfit bastard.
Yeah,
like he's just. I promise you, I can knock that guy off the ball. I promise you.
But to be fair to him, he has completed like 3 games in a row now.
Spinazzola's having tests, by the way, but we don't know what the injury is yet.
I read somewhere that it's like a small like meniscus injury or something, or if it was a muscle injury, I can't remember. But it was something like minor, I think, from what I've heard.
Good that it's 2 weeks off.
Exactly. Yeah. It's nothing official yet, though. But yeah, overall, I thought Mancini's performance.
Pellegrini is starting to look like the best midfielder in Italy with Barella. Yeah. Like those two, honestly, with how Jorginho's playing, really, I think Italy's starting midfield might have to be Locatelli, Pellegrini, and Barella.
Come on.
That is such a powerful midfield.
And Sasha, Verratti, obviously.
But he just seems injured all the time. That's why I didn't mention him.
Yeah, but Sasha, you said, I think it was, did you say something?
Verratti is one of the best midfielders in the world.
No, I agree. I'm saying if he's fit, for sure he starts.
Yeah. But Sasha, you said something that it's clearly not only a position, like a problem with like this form doesn't come from the position change only. Firstly, we saw that in the Verona game, he played well still. Yeah. When he played
well every game this season.
Exactly, but then he played left attacking midfielder. He played well for Italy as a left winger even, and now when he was moved up, he still played well. So it's clearly a mental.
Like, he just
exactly.
And I think him being the vice captain / captain has also probably forced him to take a lot of responsibility both for himself and his teammates.
Yeah. And maybe
I think
this criticism that he's received, maybe it was good for him. Maybe it made him grow up and mature. Maybe he needed that. I don't know.
What the Chelsea players used to say about Mourinho in 2003, 4, when he first, or whatever, 5, 6, whenever you went there, was he made them feel twice as good as they actually were in terms of confidence. And that is why they were so good on the pitch. And I think that's something Fonseca has as well. I think Fonseca actually, like the way a player like Milanese can come onto the field so confident, so sure of himself for someone who's in his debut. That's something we haven't really seen before. You know?
One more thing. I don't know if you guys saw the post-match interview, but I saw it on Twitter. He was trembling.
He was twitching the entire...
I swear he had been crying. I swear I saw tears there. I'm 100%.
I mean, he was in like this, and he was yet so calm in the game.
Exactly. He played like this was his. He was 35, and this was.
It was another Primavera game.
No, exactly. Like it was very impressive to.
This is the first time ever, I think, that we don't have a single player who's disappointing.
Yeah, probably.
Again, we don't. Jesus isn't considered a player. So.
Yes, obviously, no, but even Jesus is exceeding expectations.
Yeah.
I don't consider him a human being, and he's getting minutes.
Fair.
I mean,
also,
look at what he's done with Bruno Perez.
Yeah. Exactly. Even Karstorp as well, and Cristante.
Yeah.
Cristante's taking big steps this year. Cristante's run, when he absolutely fluffed that chance, but the run is something I want to see more.
Yes.
That was truly very good.
That was fantastic. And if you can actually do that, maybe if he can bring that week in and week out, perhaps he should start.
Yeah.
No,
I'm serious.
Veretout hasn't been super committed.
Maybe I'll realize it when he's not there, but there's something I'm just not happy with. I'll be honest.
No, I think Diawara should start over Veretout, but I don't know. It's something with how
I think the penalty.
Diawara just doesn't have the physics. Like for me, Pellegrini is already. You need the guy next to Pellegrini to compensate to a degree for the physicality, and that's what Veretout and Cristante can both bring. Diawara, I think he's strong, Diawara, but he's not fast enough.
Also, I think if Fonseca can do something tactically, because whenever players are putting pressure on Cristante, he usually fumbles with the ball. Pellegrini is very good at.
Veretout has cost 3 penalties because of that.
Yeah, but it's not to the same.
I think Veretout's penalties right now are what's keeping him in starting 11.
Maybe.
I'm waiting for Veretout to miss. I'm waiting for him to miss.
But I could see Pellegrini being just as good a penalty taker as Veretout.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
I wonder. But is there anything else really to talk about the game?
I don't think there is much more.
Only acknowledging the brilliance of Mkhitaryan's volley for the third goal.
Oh, geez, and that Pedro was fantastic. That was a fantastic cross.
Pedro's vision on that goal is brilliant, and Pellegrini's run. We got to give it to Pellegrini as well for making that first the run on the first first post.
Anything to credit Pellegrini.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, overall, just a brilliant game. We're going through this with it now, huh?
It's just another fantastic team goal. We're scoring a fantastic team goal almost every game after 3 years without one. I actually want to get emotional. It's all I ask for.
Yeah. The second goal is also fantastic.
All I care about.
Yeah, exactly. Second goal.
I don't care about. I don't care about winning a Coppa Italia or some shit. Just score 6 goals. Just do it. Just do it. And if you score 6 goals and you don't concede, eventually you will win a trophy. Yeah. I promise. Yeah. But I think that's all there's to talk about, boys.
I think so too. The only thing I want to say is don't feed into the journalists, because we know Roma will be considered title contenders, especially if we win the next 2 games.
And then don't get disappointed if we're not.
Exactly.
And then stop hating and want Fonseca out.
Exactly. This season we were.
League, it depends. It's too early to say anything, to be honest.
No, but I'm going to start dreaming about Champions League.
Pardon?
I'm going to start dreaming about Champions League. I'm going to now I think we can do it.
Yeah. For me, if we keep playing like this,
100%.
The only reason we don't get Champions League is because there are 4 teams in the league that are ridiculously good.
Yeah. If we say it like this.
But if this form stops, you see, that's the thing we can't know. Because
exactly.
I mean, now it's 15 games of playing very well in a row. It's not just a season, but let's see. I think if we can get to December still playing well, we can start, or January perhaps rather, still playing well.
But you know,
100%.
I actually think this team probably needs a loss sooner rather than later, because coming later in the season, it could be devastating.
Fair.
But learning from a loss pretty early is something that could be valuable.
Maybe.
I can't emotionally handle a loss. Right now. Like, I don't know, I just can't. Like,
you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
There is no game, because any loss is so devastating.
Yeah.
Because we need, I don't know. So maybe what we need is to just get knocked out of the Europa League by a dangerous team. Like PSG get knocked out, we meet them next round somehow, and they have Neymar and Mbappe, and they beat us like 2-1. Because if we lose to Atalanta or Napoli, it's such a psychological thing where they're better than us.
Maybe the best thing
I'm so scared of.
Maybe the best thing is to lose the next game versus Cluj. But then
yes, I want to lose the Europa League match. That's fine.
Exactly. We can lose that game and then win the next 2. and then we've dealt with a loss, and then we can just.
But I also think nah.
Or maybe Sofia was our loss.
Undefeated. Why Milan for me was a loss.
Yeah.
Milan for me, I will say,
but
a game we left the field once this season where we left the field where we can't say we were definitely the better team.
But I mean, Sofia is more of a psychological loss because you're expected to win. And after that Sofia game, we improved like so much. Then we got our shit together and we were like, because before we looked good, but it wasn't like we weren't like killing it like we are the last 3 games. After the Sofia game, we just something happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I want.
The Sofia game was stank of arrogance. It stank of we too good for these guys. We don't need to take it seriously. What do we do when we play Cluj? Okay, boys, we're putting 3 passes in the first half, and then we can show them how good we are and fuck around.
Exactly,
You know?
and that's what I mean with Sebbe. You were talking about not having a loss, and maybe that was like we were getting too arrogant, and now we were like, with the Sofia game, the only
thing I could be happy with, the only outcome where I'm not upset is if we go undefeated.
Yeah.
Because if we lose one game, I will be upset. So, logically speaking. But yeah, I think that's
what I really want to say is remember that at the start of the season we had a team that is like 6th best in the league. Fifth, 6th.
Exactly. Fonseca has no right to be achieving what he's achieving.
Exactly. That's what I want to get at.
But he had also had no right to be achieving what he's achieved for the last 8 games of the season before. Now 10 games in this season. That's almost 20 games now.
I think you went from achieving to performing.
Yeah.
To me.
Whatever. But yeah, no. We need to remember that if we finish 5th, this season is not a failure just because we had such a good start.
It will feel like a failure though.
Yeah, no, but I mean it's not like gonna be this was a complete failure.
Yeah,
because we were
obviously it depends. If we start playing like shit, then it's a failure.
No, of course, but like if we're just gonna like keep.
It's all hypothetical. Patience. Just say that.
Exactly. Have patience. But yeah, I think we don't have much more to say.
Yes, I have nothing to say to you people.
Spam hate comments.
As we said, next episode will be a bit of a longer. When we talk about the season this far and stuff. So yeah, look forward to that, and we'll see you then. Bye.